No electrical switch will be turned on, no water hydrant will be opened, and no fuel truck will enter Gaza until the Israeli hostages captured by Hamas are released. That is the promise of Israel's Minister of Energy. And new drone footage shows what IDF strikes have done so far. And for the roughly 2 million Palestinians trapped in the enclave, half of whom are kids, hunger is mounting. Israel's complete resource blockade of the Strip is now in day 4. One woman sheltering with her husband and 2-year-old told NBC News over WhatsApp the only food that they have left are some chickpeas, and that she says it's not going to last more than a day. Officials in Israel say the number of those kidnapped by Hamas and are being held there in Gaza is between 100 and 150. That does include American citizens. Here was Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Tel Aviv a short time ago.
For the families of the missing, there's an unrelenting agony of not knowing the fate of their loved ones, something that I don't think most of us can truly understand, truly contemplate if you're not in their shoes. No one should have to endure what they're going through. We're doing everything we can to secure the release of the hostages, working closely with our Israeli partners. I brought with me to Israel our Deputy Special Representative for Hostage Affairs, Steve Gillen, who joined my meetings with the families and will stay on the ground here to support the efforts to free their loved ones.
In Israel, Benjamin Netanyahu's office has released graphic images showing the terror of Hamas terrorists, what they did to innocent babies. It's washing the country with collective grief. Throughout the day, repeated warning sirens also across the country, with towns to the south still being hit by Hamas rocket fire, as hundreds of thousands of IDF soldiers continue to mass at the Gaza border for a possible ground incursion. Let's get right to the reporting. Joining us now from the Israel-Gaza border is NBC News chief foreign correspondent Richard Engel. So, Richard, what can you tell us is happening there?
So for the last several hours that we have been here, and now it is obviously nighttime, we have been seeing not only Hamas rockets coming out of Gaza, but mostly we've been seeing Israeli airstrikes on the Gaza Strip. Gaza is behind me. Actually, I just saw one right now. It was an orange plume. I don't think it was on camera, but we might hear the explosion from that in a matter of seconds. The Israeli airstrikes have been constant. They've been coming generally in barrages, 2 or 3 at a time, then a pause, then another barrage. We have not seen much rocket fire come out of the Gaza Strip, but we have seen some. And throughout this area, the Israeli troops are still massing for a potential ground invasion. We don't know when it's going to happen. I think you can hear faintly now those incoming Israeli strikes. So we don't exactly know when it's going to happen. Of course, that is a state secret, but Israel says it will happen. And if you listen to the rhetoric and the statements coming out of Israeli officials, they say they are ready. They say they are going to do a decisive campaign to eliminate Hamas. And that is what this region is bracing for. And as you were just talking about earlier, the humanitarian situation in Gaza, just now, because of these airstrikes, even before a potential ground invasion, is increasingly dire, with the UN warning of a humanitarian disaster.
When you're seeing the massing of the troops at the border, does it look to you, from all of the experience that you've had, that they are ready for an imminent ground incursion?
It does seem like they are ready for a ground incursion. The word imminent is a difficult one. An Israeli military official said earlier this morning that they're ready and that they are just awaiting orders. So imminent is now a matter of a decision by the Israelis to go in. They're prepared. We've seen artillery pieces dug in. There are tanks, columns of tanks, armored personnel carriers, jeeps full of troops. We've seen soldiers huddled on hilltops discussing what looks like battle plans. So they're ready. They're here. But if it is imminent, that's really a decision that only the Israelis know, and probably the Americans know, because they are working hand in glove with the United States on this. The U.S. has been sending in weapons. The U.S. has been coordinating with the Israelis about potential hostage rescue missions, because in the Gaza Strip, there there's not just this attack and these airstrikes. There are also those 150 hostages who are hidden potentially in underground or in hiding places who are also now under attack.
Richard Engel. Richard, stay safe, my friend. Thank you for coming on. And